crack a Croix one with the boys.
Yeah. One, two, three.
Not as bad as I was thinking.
Yeah.
It almost tastes like a Sprite aftertaste.
Mm-hmm.
Almost tastes like regular soda.
It does. It's definitely not the worst thing that I thought it would be.
Yeah, you told me it was going to be bad.
I thought it was going to be bad. So this week we're drinking lemon LaCroix.
Yes.
That's not bad. But let's do the introductions real quick. My name is Alana.
And I'm Lauren.
And this is the LaCroix Boys.
Yes.
So we're sisters, and we talk about all kinds of media, like movies, video games, TV shows. As long as at least one of us likes the thing, we talk about it. So maybe one of us doesn't like it, like LaCroix, because we both don't like LaCroix.
Yeah.
But yeah, so first we're gonna go in and rank our LaCroix. So last time on our pilot episode, we
started off pure.
We started off pure, and it was
awful.
It was
pure
really
pain.
Bad. It was pure pain. So I would say, so we only have two in our ranking right now. So I would say that pure goes in last.
Yes.
And lemon is currently number one. It was definitely not like it kind of tastes like a little bit Sprite aftertaste. It's definitely not bad.
Mm-hmm. I mean, definitely not better than real soda.
Yeah, that's true, but it's not bad. So today's media we're going to be talking about is Lost, which was Lauren's choice.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you want to talk about your general feelings on Lost.
I don't know. I must have watched it like sophomore year of high school or something.
Okay.
And you always hear about Lost, about all the theories and like kind of that it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I do remember that. The one thing that I do know about Lost is we went to church with someone whose name is Jack Shepherd.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and apparently, I don't know where he is now, but apparently he was trying to be a doctor. We learned that today.
Yeah, I found out very recently.
Yeah, so there you go.
Yeah, and then, I binged, watched it, and it was a good time. It was like one of those first series that like really was unexpected.
Mm-hmm.
And, it actually like killed off some of its main characters.
Mm-hmm.
And, it did that before Game of Thrones.
Would you say it's like one of your favorite TV shows? Or how do you feel about it in terms of your general TV show watching experience?
I don't know. I guess I wouldn't think of it as one of my favorites, but it's definitely one of the more fun ones to talk about.
That's true.
Because I like a lot of TV shows that really focus on the characters.
Mm-hmm.
And also, if they have like really like interesting plot, insane plot, and I really don't care if it doesn't make sense. So that fits Lost almost completely.
Yeah. I mean, I felt neutral about the show. I honestly don't think I'm ever gonna watch another season of Lost.
Oh, no.
It wasn't bad. Like, I didn't think it was gonna be bad, but like, I didn't love it. Like, there was nothing in particular that would make me want to keep watching it. But anyway, we'll go into specifics after we do a quick plot summary. Of course. Well, I was just gonna go explain real quick. So we only watched the first season.
Oh, yeah.
So we watched the first 25 episodes, and so that's literally all I know about the show. I didn't look up anything else.
Yeah. I haven't told her yet.
Yeah, and so of course we're gonna spoil it. So if you don't want to listen to spoilers, this isn't the episode for you, or maybe even the show for you. But yeah, we're gonna spoil it. Probably like everything, though. Yeah.
Mainly season 1 for now.
So we'll warn you if once we're going past the
season one
yeah.
finale.
Yeah. All right, so go ahead, Lauren.
So here we go with our Wikipedia summary of season 1. So the show begins with the aftermath of a plane crash, which leaves the surviving passengers of Oceanic Airlines Flight 815 on what seems to be an uninhabited tropical island. Jack Shepard, the spinal surgeon, becomes their leader. Their survival is threatened by a number of mysterious entities, including polar bears, an unseen creature that roams the jungle, and the island's malevolent inhabitants known as the Others. They encounter a Frenchwoman named Danielle Rousseau, who was shipwrecked on the island 16 years before the main story, and is desperate for news of Alex. They also find a mysterious metal hatch buried in the ground. While 2 survivors, Locke and Boone, try to force the hatch open, 4 others, Michael, Jin, Walt, and Sawyer, attempt to leave on a raft that they built. Meanwhile, flashbacks center on details of the individual survivors' lives prior to the plane crash.
Okay. All right, so, I don't know if I didn't ask you before, do you have any questions that you wanted to throw out there? Like, other than, like...
I actually have some questions for you to see what your theories might be.
Oh, okay.
But I might leave that kind of...
Yeah, maybe at the end.
I didn't know until your overall review.
Yeah, I didn't know if you had any general questions. I'll start with mine. So I said, what character did you not like / hate? So if it's someone you just didn't like versus, like, seriously hate, and characters you like. Obviously from the first season. I mean, you could throw in other season ones too, but I'm not going to know who they are, so.
I kind of hate Kate. I hated her less this time around, but I really hated her when I first watched Lost. Because she's kind of a boring character.
She is, definitely.
And the show treats her like this really interesting character, like a cool girl, one of the boys that Alana and I,
girls.
kind of refer to that trope as.
Yeah.
And, like, she just seems like she had so many love interests. Like, at some points it even seemed like Saeed might be. But, yeah, definitely towards the end.
Yeah, definitely. Well, yeah, because,
Yeah,
Saeed and what's her name? Shannon.
Yeah, Shannon. Yeah, and her backstory was boring too, at least to me. Like, it's like she did this cool stuff, but we didn't know why.
Oh, yeah,
and I guess that's
true.
supposed to be the mystery, but if she's already not that much of a likable character, nobody's gonna care.
But who do you like then? Someone you like?
I love Hurley.
Yeah, okay.
He's a beautiful boy. He's a true hero.
Hey, always tries his best. Never gives up.
Has all the virtues.
All the virtues of a person you also strive to be.
Yeah. And also he has a surprising amount of like character growth. He gets to do some cool things.
He's almost like a wild card, but like not in personality, just kind of like in, I don't know, being almost. If that makes sense. Yeah. Okay, so for me, I instantly like Charlie because I generally like lawful good characters or comic relief characters. So Charlie was actually funny. I probably laughed. I think I laughed at some point at something he said.
Yeah.
I still liked him even when he was going through his whole heroin thing. He was struggling, but you know what? You all struggle. You all have our problems. Yep. So that's fine.
And he's working through them.
Yeah, well,
he's trying.
Yeah,
he tried.
Yeah, he did.
Sometimes we stumble. We have to try again.
Yeah, because he did take that little statue with the heroin in it and flame. But we all, like I said, we all have problems. I like Charlie. I'm trying to think of someone I didn't like. Who's Walt's Michael? I wasn't a big fan of Michael. Okay. He was annoying for the most part. Yeah. He was like overbearing father and like he was like, get away from my son to like Locke. I feel like he said that to a bunch of people. He was just like, I don't know. He was unnecessary, I guess. I
agree. But I do appreciate his like backstory more.
Yeah, that's true.
But if we just like saw who he was on the island, I probably would hate him more. But he's like relatable in that, like, he's trying to do the best for his son, and he doesn't know how.
Yeah, and I feel like he was hitting on Sun a lot, and I didn't
That's
appreciate
true. That was
that.
awkward. Yeah, that one scene where like he walks in on her like topless, and then it's just like he doesn't walk away, and he kind of keeps looking in the general direction.
I think there was just a lot of stuff I didn't like about it. I wouldn't say I hated him. I just didn't like him as a character.
Got it.
And everyone else, like, even like Sawyer, like I feel like he's supposed to not be liked. So in a way, like it's just like it is what it is. So I don't even really feel like any sort of way about Sawyer. So everyone else I'm pretty neutral about. Yeah. I mean, I almost don't like I blanked on people's name.
Describe them.
The main character.
Oh, Jack.
I almost called him John. Yeah, I don't like Jack so much. That's because I just think he's kind of, I don't know. I have issues with him.
I feel like he's, number one, he's boring, and then also
he's boring.
He's like, I don't know. He's pushy. I don't know what the word is. He's like just a bit overbearing too.
Yeah.
He thinks he's stubborn in the wrong ways.
Yeah, like he's like a character, because you were talking about this before, and I think you were asking me if I thought that Jack, if he was lawful good, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I don't think I think he thinks he's lawful good.
Yeah.
But I don't think that he is lawful good. But he's, like I said, I don't hate him. I just don't like him very much. I'd rather him not be on screen so much of the time.
Yeah.
All right, I'm trying to see. Oh, yeah. Did you have any general questions? I have a bunch of general questions.
Well, I wanted to give like an overall review of the story.
Okay.
Because I have a lot to say about the characters.
Okay. Well, I kind of wanted to get like some basic ideas, and then I'd kind of give. But,
okay.
Unless you want me to give my review.
I don't know.
Yeah, I thought that I kind of gave it over a review because I was like, it was okay.
Oh.
That was nice.
I was gonna say that, for one thing, I really enjoyed like the music and like I don't know the word for it, but like the sound effects that they did. I think it was over the top, but in a fun, nostalgic way, at least for me. I think I wrote down in my notes that the sound effects and the score reminds me of the Blue Man Group.
Oh yeah, I remember you talking about the Blue Man Group.
Yeah, like just banging on cans, kind of randomly, rhythmically. And it was like all the shots were like really nice, and they had some really beautiful shots of the Hawaiian island that they got to stay on. And I appreciate that they did do the flashbacks. Yeah. That we got to know these characters. That was so centered around these characters. For sure. And there is that classic like story about like being shipwrecking, creating society.
Yeah.
And I thought overall that was well done. It was entertaining.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't really bored by it. Like, there were parts that were a little boring, but not like, there wasn't like a episode that I was like, this is really boring and I don't really care.
Yeah.
So I think it definitely was entertaining enough I understand why people like it. It's just not a show for me, honestly. All right. Do you want me to throw out some more questions? Or do you want, they're fun questions. Like, would you swim in jeans?
I remember when we were talking about that, because Kate and Sawyer dove down to get the suitcase.
Oh, yeah. Was that the suitcase one? It might have been. Yeah.
No, probably not.
That's one of the things, like, some of the stuff, to me, like, just didn't make sense.
I feel like
the constant swimming in, like, clothes and stuff, and, like, I don't know. It was, like, weird. Like, I'd be like, aren't you uncomfortable?
Yeah, and then you have to walk back wherever in the jungle with wet jeans, like, I just feel like you're gonna get a rash.
You could have given like a throwaway comment about the jeans. It didn't have to be a whole story about the jeans. I would have appreciated it though, talking about wet jeans. That's what I want in my Lost is wet jeans comments. All right, so I'll ask you one more question and then I'll kind of get into my theories. But so do you think that Jack is a good leader? And you can be vague if you're taking, in context from other seasons as well.
I think that Jack wouldn't be like, I don't know. I guess no, not in the sense of like socially, like he didn't really do enough to make like the actual like camp like feel safe or like together. I feel like maybe as like a small elite force that goes into the jungle, because he has clear direction in that way. And I think he knows how to use those people as resources, but not in like a general leader way. That's just fair. As a like, I don't know. I don't even know enough about like a military man. Maybe. Maybe. I see. I have some other questions, but I have like one more good question, but a couple. We'll do that though when we rank the characters, I guess. Anyway, my theories about what's going on. They get in the plane crash, but no one's hurt. Well, they're hurt, but they're not like most people. They're not dead. I think the marshal was the one that was like the most hurt, but still alive. Which one of the things that I said I didn't think that made sense was that the Marshall was buried, but the rest of the bodies were burned because it happened near the same time. It happened either before or like at the same time. Like he could have been in the burning, but for some reason they decided to bury him. I don't know why that was. I thought that was kind of weird. But anyway, so like one of the funnier theories that we had was the Doctor Who coming out from the Doctor Who was saying that the silence was around because of Jack's dad popping up randomly or whatever, and people forgetting stuff, and we were just kind of joking around. But and aliens and things of that nature. Yeah, that they're basically trying to harvest their bodies.
Yeah, which I would say it's probably one of two things. I didn't really spoil anything for myself, but I do know like a little bit about the show. Like I know enough, so I feel like it's either like a purgatory thing, like they're kind of dead but not exactly dead, kind of thing. They're kind of like in this in-between state. Or I know you don't know what this is, but do you know about Super Danganronpa 2?
Maybe.
So Super Danganronpa 2, spoilers for Super Danganronpa 2, but they're on like a tropical island, and they don't know how they got there. It's a video game. Look it up if you want to. But so basically so it's like a murder mystery game, and like people are getting murdered. But the thing is, no one's actually dead. They find out later that it was all a simulation. So they wake up and then they find out that that the people who died, they were just in comas. They didn't actually die.
Was it that they were all evil people?
No, that's the third one.
Okay.
Well, kind of. It's kind of the third one. Or is that the first? I don't remember. It doesn't matter.
Know.
Who cares?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know if I know that one.
I don't think, it doesn't matter.
I definitely seen part of it, at least.
Yeah. So that was my other thing, is that maybe it's something along those lines of like a simulation type thing.
Like the Matrix.
Yeah, kind of like that. Because a lot of stuff happens and then it like doesn't really make sense, and then like, I don't know. That's what I got for the most part.
Okay. I have another theory.
Okay.
That I came up with.
Okay.
Which is even more of a joke than the aliens. That Charlie is Mothman.
Oh yeah, because they compared him to a moth. I don't remember the full metaphor.
Neither do I.
Yeah, because I did write that Charlie is a moth in metaphor. I think, I'm sure it had something with a moth going into a flame or something. I'm sure it had something to do with those.
I'm sure, I think, like, John Locke had some sort of metaphor.
Oh, no, I remember. It was like talking about struggling out of cocoon or something like that. I remember now.
And also, I feel like a moth tried to attack him or something, or harass him.
Yeah.
Because I wrote Charlie to Mothman as Bruce to Batman.
Yeah, that probably happened. So I think that happened, and then John, it was John. I always get John and Jack's names confused. So John was like, if you help a moth out of its cocoon, it's too weak to live. And he was talking about Charlie. So I do remember that.
I have a question for you.
Okay.
Who do you think has the saddest life out of them all?
Saddest life. I'm trying to remember everyone. Because my first thought, honestly, is kind of Hurley in a way.
Okay.
Because, like, he has, like, all this money and stuff, but every time he tries to do anything, it ends up bad.
More money, more problems.
Yeah, so I feel like that's pretty bad. Because I feel like, to an extent, some of the stuff that the other characters go through are kind of normal, you know? Like, it's not anything really, really sad. What was my other thought? Oh, I think Saeed was my other choice.
Yeah, I guess he's pretty
really
sad.
I don't know if you wanted to bring up anything. Because I think you were talking about stuff, you knew, like, there was other stuff from other seasons too.
Yeah, I think John Locke had, like, the saddest story.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty sad, though, because, like, his dad left him.
Yeah.
And his mom tricked him.
Yeah.
So that's pretty sad.
But then he's in the box factory.
Yeah.
That Hurley owns, apparently.
Yeah. Yeah,
being harassed by a kid who's half his age.
Maybe. Yeah, that was one of the things I wrote down was how everyone's connected. But we might not have time to go through that, so we don't have to do all that. But I thought that would be interesting if you wanted to bring some of that stuff. But do you have any other questions before we go to character ranking?
I was gonna do, like, end the spoiler thing.
Oh, so you
want to tell you?
Oh, sure.
Some answers. Oh, I guess another question.
Yeah.
What do you think is in the hatch, Alana?
So it seemed like there's a hole. We do know that there's a hole in the ground at the end of the thing.
Yeah.
And there's a ladder going down.
Do you remember that light turned on at one point?
What light? In the hatch? Oh, I don't remember that.
Yeah.
I would say it's another door.
Another door they have to go through?
Yes, I think that's what it is. Okay. That's my theory. But I don't know what's past that door. But so we're gonna end the spoilers,
start the spoilers.
Yeah, start the spoilers from beyond season 1.
Yeah, we are.
Okay.
So in the hatch is a man named Desmond.
Okay.
Who also might be my favorite character.
Okay.
Only because he's such a good guy. Basically, he was, like, sailing, and he got, like, marooned here, and I guess he just ended up at the hatch. I don't exactly remember. And there was another man there.
Yeah.
And I think that man's connected to, like, I don't know, Saeed or Kate.
Oh.
So basically, it's, like, kind of like this cozy place, except for there's another room that's like a computer room. It's like this old, like, 70s computer.
Okay.
And it has, like, a timer.
Yeah.
And then every 108 minutes, you have to press a button.
Okay.
And he doesn't really know why.
Oh, okay.
The other man who was there, he's dead.
Okay.
So they start sending, like, some people down, like the survivors. And then they're like, hey. And then they're kind of friends.
Okay.
But Jack's like, Jack is being stubborn and weird, and he's like, don't press the button. It doesn't do anything. But Locke's all like, you gotta have faith, man. It's for something. And it turns out that not pressing it might have been what caused the plane to crash.
Oh, okay.
And then, let's see. So, I guess the overall, thing is that, the smoke I
know of smoke. I don't know about the smoke monster.
Yeah, so the thing, going through the forest that kind of sounds like a dinosaur.
Yeah.
It's this big, smoke monster. It could be a wall. It could, I don't know, move kind of like a snake.
Okay.
And actually, that monster is a man. So it's basically, supposed to be, a fight between good and evil.
Okay.
And they go into this whole backstory 2,000 years ago.
All right.
Where this woman gives birth to 2 sons, twins.
It's like the Bible. I don't know.
Kind of. And his name, she didn't know she was having twins, so she only had one name. Yeah, so she named one Jacob. And then there was the other one, which turns out to be the smoke monster guy.
So he didn't get a name?
No. So they just refer to him as the Man in Black.
All right.
Yeah. All right. And so the Man in Black is trying to leave. He's trying to go to humanity.
Okay.
And Jacob won't let him go because I guess he's evil. Mm-hmm. It's not really all that clear if that's true or not. So, back when they were kids or whatever, not really kids, but young adults, still aging properly because they're both immortal beings now.
That makes sense.
He throws him into the heart of the island, which is this light. I don't know. And
I thought it was never a volcano.
That was never explained. No, it's like this little stream that goes into this tunnel, and there's light. Okay. So he So Jacob hits his brother with a rock or something, and he's face down in the water, and he just floats into that tunnel of light. Right. So his body is pretty much dead, and he becomes the smoke monster.
Oh, okay, cool.
And also that's the guy. I guess he can manifest as people who had died that are on the island. So he's Jack's dad.
Oh, he was the people.
A lot of the mysterious people.
Oh, okay, got it.
And basically he's trying to kill Jacob so he can get off the island.
Oh, so is he going to kill him and take over his body or something? Is that what
No, he's just going to kill him and try to leave the island.
So why can't he leave the island now?
It's not that clear. Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
The more you talk about this, the more I'm happy I'm not watching more of this.
It gets crazier.
I would have been no.
There's also a time travel bit.
Oh, okay.
There's this wheel.
Yeah.
That you have to pull. And it moves the island in space and time, so that's why it's so hard to find. And they go back to the 70s.
Okay.
So basically the others.
Okay.
They're basically Jacob's followers, and they're supposed to be good people. Mm-hmm. And, they live in suburbia in the middle of the island. They're in houses in the neighborhood.
Oh, is it does it look like legitimate houses, or are they
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
With stoves and ovens.
Oh, do they have TV?
I don't know. They probably don't have cable.
That's true. That makes sense. Well,
But they are in reasonable contact with the other world, outside world.
Yeah.
So, separate to them is the Dharma Initiative.
Okay.
And they're the people from the 70s who were basically trying to harvest the island's powers.
Yeah.
And uncover its mysteries. Mm-hmm. And they're the only reason why there was a polar bear. That's the only answer, that they just brought polar bears.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, that one was a very clear one.
Yeah.
So they created the hatch.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually can't. I mean, it obviously does something, but it was weird because they went to. So I think there are 8 Dharma stations, and that's one of them. I think that one's called the Looking Glass.
Okay.
I guess I could just start with the character rankings and kind of try to explain from there too.
Okay, sure.
So, I have 14 characters.
Okay.
And the one that I rank at last is Kate Austen.
Okay, sure.
I already explained why.
Oh, so they don't get any, like, they don't give her any more explanation of, like, what she did to make it seem like she's a better character?
She had, better character? I don't know.
Okay.
They just explained what she did, like, why she went to jail.
Alright.
It's because she had an alcoholic father. And I think she thought it was a stepfather, but then when she realized it was her father, and that her father hated her so much, like her real father hated her so much, she, like, blew up the house with him in it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's... Alright, sure. That makes sense.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you now. Well, actually, okay, so she gets off the island the first time.
Yeah.
But then Jack goes crazy. Not really crazy.
Yeah.
Basically, John Locke becomes the leader of the others.
Okay.
And, because, I don't know, he has a connection to the island.
Yeah.
And he talks to Jacob in Jacob's cabin, which is a thing.
Okay. Yeah, you don't need that information.
So some people left the island.
Right.
It's called the Oceanic Six.
Yeah.
Kate did. Saeed did. Jack did. Hurley did. Claire's baby, Aaron does.
But not Claire?
No.
Okay.
Kate takes Claire's baby.
Okay.
And she claims that's her own baby. And then Jack and Kate get married. Then they get divorced or something.
Okay.
Or separated. I don't remember. Because Jack goes crazy. And he becomes an alcoholic a bit.
Okay. So they do escape the island? And they
yes.
go to normal world?
Yeah, and it doesn't work out for really any of them.
Okay.
Oh, Sun also leaves.
Okay.
And Sun is pregnant.
Oh.
Whoa. But they couldn't conceive before, Sun and Jin.
Oh, okay.
So I think part of it might be that it might not be Jin's baby.
Okay.
Which was revealed in a flashback.
So they never tell you whose baby it could be, though?
I don't know. I don't really care. So, yeah. And then they go back. And then some people leave a second time. Kate leaves. Mm-hmm. So she's alive by the end of the series.
Okay.
Shannon Rutherford is next to last.
Okay.
Just because she's kind of boring.
Yeah, I don't like
and
that
throughout the rest of the series, she doesn't really get any character development.
Okay.
Like, the only thing that would make her kind of relatable and we learn more is her relationship with Saeed, honestly.
Okay.
And she dies pretty early on in season 2, episode 6.
All right.
Oh, yeah. And so half of the tail section of the plane,
yeah,
those people survived.
Okay. Oh, that lady was right.
Yeah. And her husband, Rose... Her husband, Bernard, is alive. They eventually get reunited.
That's nice.
But they didn't have it as easy because the others are abducting people who they think are good to join Jacob's good side to join the others. Mm-hmm. And so this girl named Ana Lucia, who's a cop, who, like, accidentally shot somebody and then went on a revenge quest. She's, like, walking through the jungle and then she sees Shannon. She's like, it's one of the others. So she shoots by reflex, and then she dies.
That's boring.
Alright, so next one is Boone Carlisle.
Okay.
I just think he's boring.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair.
Actually, I was going to move him up right before we did the podcast, because he's actually kind of funny. And he tries, but it's really painful when he tries.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, I didn't hate Boone. I feel neutral about Boone. He's alright. Yeah.
So he dies, season 1, episode 20. Mm-hmm. No surprise. I mean, no spoilers.
Yeah, no spoilers.
Fourth, I have Michael Dawson. Michael.
Yeah, I'd probably put him lower. I'd probably put him... I'd probably put Boone before him.
Yeah. That's probably what I was going to do. The others, they kidnap Walt by the end of the season.
Oh, right. I do remember that.
Michael tries to get him back.
Mm-hmm.
He does find where the others are, because he actually communicates to Walt through the computer that's in the hatch.
Okay.
And then the others tell him that he has to... Okay. There's a guy named Ben Linus, who's the leader of the others. I actually like him as a character. He's a good bad guy that churns relatable. And kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe not that relatable. So, they're gonna give Michael Walt and a way to leave the island in exchange for him freeing the leader. Mm-hmm. So he does that, but he shoots Anna Lucia, the cop, and another girl who's Hurley's love interest.
Oh, of course. Hurley has no brakes.
Yeah. And then he shoots himself.
Wait, who? Oh, this.
Like, he shoots his shoulder to make it look like
okay,
he
I got
escaped.
you. Yeah, I got you.
And then he does get off the island with Walt.
Okay.
And they, like, have secret identities. But then he feels guilty and he comes back.
Oh, okay.
And he actually does end up dying. Season 4, episode 13.
All right. How does he die? Tell us.
He dies because there's some, like, military people kind of coming on a freighter to the island. Mm-hmm. And they think they're coming to save them, but they're not friendly. And they start, like, killing the others.
Okay.
And, they they kind of get joined, the others and the survivors. Mm-hmm. So then, I don't know, a bomb was planted on the freighter that they're trying to get off of. So Michael's like, this is the way to redeem myself. And he tries to, like, get the bomb off, but he dies in the process. And then next I have Jack Shepherd.
All right.
Yeah.
You have nothing to say. I'm like,
not really.
Nothing to say. That
everything's been said.
Yeah, that's fair. Yep.
I don't like him. I don't like the cut of his jib.
Okay.
He dies in the finale.
Dies?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So he kills the man in black.
Sure.
So basically the whole thing is that Jacob, he knows he's going to die, and he's been looking for a replacement. Okay. So those numbers, 4, 8, 15.
Yeah.
Those represent people.
Okay.
As candidates. So I think there's 6 of them.
Okay.
Jack represents the number 23.
Why? What do the numbers mean for each of them?
Nothing. Just like, he had a long list of people, and it's just where their names are.
Oh, so it's kind of in order-ish,
Yeah. I mean, there might be an answer, but
okay.
I don't think it matters that much.
Okay, sure.
So basically, he's trying to choose people who were alone and didn't have a good life.
Okay.
And that would have a special connection to the island and protect it. Mm-hmm. So eventually Jack accepts his role, but he gets a stab wound when he tries to kill the man in black. Yeah. And then he dies in the same spot that we see him in the opening shot of the show. Oh. And Vincent is there. I should have put Vincent on the list. He probably would have been first.
Okay, yeah. Good boy, Vincent.
Yeah. Anyway. So then next I have Walt Lloyd. Well, it seems all right.
Do they ever kind of talk about his powers anymore?
The others keep talking about people who are special. Yeah. That's about it. Then I have Saeed Jarrah. Mm-hmm. He was number 16, so he was also a candidate.
Okay. I like Saeed.
Yeah, I like him.
That's good.
Okay. Good he died last season, episode 14. Uh-huh. A lot of people were there. Uh-huh. They were on a submarine. The man in black planted a bomb on somebody.
So many bombs, so many explosions.
Yeah. Planted a bomb on somebody. And Saeed was there, and he was a casualty. Throughout the middle seasons, I feel like Saeed didn't matter as much, and we didn't see as much of him. Yeah. And that was weird in the 6th season, because he was like a bad guy, good guy. Oh. But anyway. Then 8, I have Claire Littleton. Oh, yeah. She's good. She's a nice girl.
I probably would have ranked Saeed. Well, I from what I know, I would have ranked Saeed higher than Claire. But, like, you were saying the bad guy, good guy thing, so maybe that would have...
I feel like she had an interesting story. She was a different kind of character. She didn't have to be in the mix. Yeah. And I appreciated that. Yeah. Also, she was on Once Upon a Time. Okay. And I really liked her because Belle's my favorite Disney prince. Right. Don't at me.
You said
princess. Don't at me about the prince thing either.
Okay, yeah.
Eventually, her baby's taken.
Okay, yeah.
I
like
forget
a second
why.
time?
No, just by Kate, I mean.
Okay.
And then they kind of leave her in the jungle. She's gone for a season, but she comes back for season 6, maybe 5. And she's like part of the jungle now. And, she's actually Jack's half-sister. So his dad is her dad.
Oh.
So he shows up, so the man in black shows up as Jack's dad, and he whispers evil things into her ears, and then she kind of becomes disillusioned.
Okay.
And kind of wants to kill Kate for taking her. Alright, and then 9, I have John Locke. You know, I like John Locke for the most part. He is a bit creepy. He does kind of become the bad guy.
I'm the bad guy.
So yeah, he comes the leader of the others.
Yeah.
He goes back to the real world to tell the Oceanic Six that they have to come back so they can save the island. And he's kind of failing, and he's about to kill himself. But then Ben Linus, the other person, kills him. Yeah. And then he's dead.
Okay.
And then they do go back, and they have to take his body, and then he's on the island, and he's alive. Oh. But really, it's the man in black in disguise.
Oh, so he dies?
Yeah, so he died then.
Well.
Then at 10, we have... John Locke was also a candidate. He was number 4.
Oh, okay.
So number 42, Jin, he's a candidate. Well, actually, Sun and Jin are candidates, because they only have last names, which is weird.
Oh, okay, sure.
So Jin dies on the same episode that Saeed does, because he was in that submarine.
Okay, gotcha.
He actually drowns, and it's pretty sad.
No.
Jin eventually learns to speak English.
Okay, cool. That's cool.
Because, he was part of the 70s time jump.
Yeah.
And he's alright. I don't exactly remember that much because I didn't rewatch it afterwards. But I remember liking him. Alright, and then I put James Sawyer Ford next. And he was candidate 15.
Okay.
He got off the island in the end.
Okay.
So he's presumably alive.
Alright. Yeah, like I said, I'm okay with Sawyer. He was fun.
I just like Sawyer because I think he has probably the biggest character development.
Okay, that's fair.
He eventually gets a 3-year long-term girlfriend that you haven't met yet.
I will never meet.
Nope.
You mean?
Yeah. Well, yeah, he does cool stuff.
That's cool.
He has a cool enough backstory.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree with that.
When he's not being problematic, he's a fun guy.
Yeah, like a mushroom.
I don't get it, but I suppose.
Fun guy, but...
Okay. 12, I have Sun. She's also a candidate, 42. She also dies in the submarine with Jin. They both drown together, holding each other.
So she never has the baby?
She has the baby.
Oh, okay.
You know, when she's part of the Oceanic Six.
Okay.
And then she comes back and she dies.
Okay.
Poor orphan boy.
So the boy is presumed alive, though?
Yes.
Okay.
And I think she's cool. She was cool in the first season.
Yeah.
She continued to be cool.
Yeah, I like Sun. You told me repeatedly that Sun was your favorite character.
Yeah, I guess it changed.
Okay.
And then 13, I have Charlie Pace.
Yes.
You know, you would think he might be a candidate, but he's not. He dies.
Oh, no.
Season 3.
Season 3.
Episode 22.
22.
And it's a sad one, Alana.
Oh, no.
So he's on the hatch.
Yeah.
They're getting, like, signals from someplace.
Yeah.
There's another girl who washes up on the island and says that, you know, the freighter or the boat is coming. Desmond, the guy in the hatch, he has a girlfriend, Penny. It's a beautiful love story, kind of.
I see.
But then Desmond also has powers as well. He has this vision of Charlie dying in the hatch.
Yeah.
I don't know what exactly prompted Charlie to do, but he's like, it all makes sense now. The vision. I have to do this. It has to be me. Mm-hmm. And also, he's kind of had trouble since then.
Oh, yeah. Did he get back on the Las Drugas?
Pretty much. And then he kind of becomes, like, super religious.
He was religious, though, before.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But, like, he's trying to baptize Claire's baby.
Okay.
And, like, she doesn't want it to be baptized. And he's trying to, like, steal it in the middle of the night. And it's just not good form.
Yeah.
He gets in contact with Penny on, like, this video thing. Mm-hmm. And she's like, that's not my boat. So then he writes on his hand in whatever marker, not Penny's boat. He puts it up there, and the thing starts to fill with water, and he drowns.
Oh.
And you see his lifeless body. Oh. It's so sad. Yeah. But it was a good death.
Yeah.
It was good.
You have to go.
Yeah. All right, my favorite character?
Yes.
Hugo Hurley Reyes.
Yeah.
He is candidate number 8.
Uh-huh.
And he wins the Game of Thrones.
Oh, I see.
He becomes a protector of the island.
Oh. Protector?
I was also trying to read analysis videos. And when you were saying, is Jack a good leader? I'm like, no. Because, they made a good point that Hurley was a lot more of, the people leader. He built that golf course. True. He did, the food. He dealt with a lot of the people.
He did.
And he proved himself in that way to be a leader.
Yeah, he did, most... Because didn't he do, the census stuff? He did some other stuff, too.
Yeah.
He did, a bunch... Yeah, I remember... Didn't he officiate some... funerals too or something?
Yeah.
So he definitely did a lot. I definitely get that for sure.
Yeah, and he had a pretty interesting backstory too. He was also part of the Oceanic Six.
Okay.
He went back.
Yeah.
He ended up in a mental hospital, mostly because he didn't want to spill the secrets about the island.
Okay.
Because the others didn't want that to happen.
Yeah. That's fair. Definitely. I think your list was good. I agree with the majority of your list because the only things I was switching, I would have switched back and forth with a couple things.
Yeah, I would have put Boone higher.
Yeah. I wasn't this is bad. So it was good. Alright. Well, let's do a quick, do you ship it? Any ships you want to talk about real fast?
I don't ship a lot of these people.
I don't either. I thought that, in a way, I don't even know if I would say romantically, but I did like Claire and Charlie. I thought they were nice together.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even, like I said, I wouldn't even go so far as romantic, but definitely platonic. I thought they were nice for each other.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think if there was anybody else that I liked.
Well, do you ship Jin and Sun?
I mean,
from what you see,
not really. So I would say not very much. Yeah, I'm trying. Yeah.
Who would you rather ship?
Yeah.
Well, ship Kate with Jack or Sawyer?
They're both characters I don't fully like that much, based off first season.
Yeah.
So, it's hard. I feel about equally this. I feel about the same, honestly. I wouldn't care either way.
I don't know who I'd rather ship.
Yeah, it's hard because like I said, I don't like them enough.
Yeah.
Because I have to like the characters enough to care about shipping them in the first place. But I already don't like them, so I'm I don't care who you end up with.
They should find themselves somewhere. That's it.
Yeah. I think that's everything. Other than if you want to wrap up anything else, would you recommend it?
Yeah, I'd recommend it. Okay. But, maybe not after you read all the spoilers. I mean, you listened to all the spoilers.
That's true.
But yeah, it's definitely fun doing the mysteries.
Mm-hmm.
They're interesting characters to follow for the most part.
Yeah, I would not recommend it to myself. What? Were you not done?
No. I was just reacting to
okay, that's making sure. I would not recommend it to myself, mostly because I feel like this is a problem that I had with I feel like people have with House, and also the card, what is it, the gambling anime show, is that even though there's mystery, it's impossible to guess what the mysteries are. They don't give you enough information to be able to understand what the mysteries are, so they just kind of tell you, and then you look back and it's well, there's no way I could have guessed this to begin with. So it's kind of you end up getting fed answers. So I don't like that from a full standpoint versus something I feel at least in Matt Smith Doctor Who, there's enough information that when you look back at it, you go, oh, I see where I could have gotten that theory from. Whereas a lot of the theories, I feel at least in the first season, based off the first season. So maybe it's not, maybe my opinion isn't very good, but I feel from what you've been telling me, a lot of it is like, well, it's just kind of like this, and it's Magic Island, and so it's hard.
I wouldn't say that. I would say a lot of the smaller mysteries are kind of answerable.
Okay,
and they make sense.
Yeah, I guess.
But the bigger mysteries and like the whole Jacob and the Man Black.
Okay.
Basically, that whole part.
Yeah.
And that light.
Yeah.
Like those things are like don't make sense.
Yeah.
The Dharma Initiative thing. That kind of makes sense.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
And then also, like, the personal mysteries.
I guess. Yeah. I don't know. I guess it's just not for me. I don't know. I'm picky with things, and excuse me. It was okay. My point is that it's not that I hated it. I want to make that clear. I don't hate it. It's just that I don't love it either. Like, I wouldn't have normally put this much time into any show like this. I probably would have given up on it probably about halfway through and would have been like, I'm good, and I wouldn't have regretted not going back to it. So that's my opinion on it. But yeah, I wouldn't recommend it to me, but I'm sure obviously the show was one of the most popular shows ever made at the time, so clearly people liked it, although I do remember people not liking the ending. So can't win it all.
Can't please them all.
Alright, so now that that's over, we gotta pick some things. So first, let's pick the LaCroix, because we'll randomize it, see what we get. And our next one that we get, hold on, I gotta make sure this is right, because it didn't look right. Oh yeah, it is. The next one we're going alcoholic, apparently, and we're getting White Claw. Oh, no. So we're not even getting LaCroix this time. I was like, hold on. I was like, was this in the... I was like making sure it was right, but yeah, we're going to drink some White Claw. Even though we don't have any flavors from White Claw, so that's going to be the whole thing.
Well, I wasn't given...
Do you not want to do it? We can go to the next one.
No, we can do it. Okay. I'm just saying I wasn't given... I didn't know White Claw had flavors.
Yeah, I think they do. We don't... We'll find out. Find out. All right, and then we're going to do a randomization for our next one, and it's Charlie Bone, which was what we put in right before the podcast started. So we got to read a whole book for the next podcast. That'll be fun. Yeah.
We have to go to the library.
Yeah. We'll just read, I'm reading we're only going to read the first book. We can't read the whole. Don't look at me like that. What do you think is going to happen, Lauren? We have a week.
You could probably read 2.
I'll think about it. I have an interview, so we'll see. Anyway, so yeah, the next is Charlie Bone, and are we gonna try to do LaCroix's New Dawn?
Starting on 3.
Sure.
Should I count us in? Like...
Yeah, sure.
5, 6, 7, 8. This is Lost here. There's Moon Islands, Islands
really popular.
And we're all gonna die. Smoke Monster, Jacob's Cabin.
It's okay.
Locke, John, Locke. Guns. What did Kate do? She locked up. Charlie, why'd you leave us so early? Hurley, I love you, Hurley. Hurley's in the Weezer music video. Hurley, don't leave me. The dog. I love that dog. I love that dog. I love that dog.
In that show.
Thank you for joining us. I will see you again. Have a nice day.
That was a mess.
Thanks.
Okay, that was interesting. Well, it's all right. You know, we're working it.
Yeah.
Practice makes perfect. Yeah. You know, we're keeping in. No one will like it, but you know what? It's gonna be like a journey of us getting better at this. Because I want to keep this. I like this section in theory. And maybe it'll never go. Maybe one day we'll be like...
We just chose a bad song.
Well, it is a bad song to begin with, you know?
It's just a song.
Anyway, my point is that one day it's either going to get cut completely or it's going to be great. It's one or the other. Those are the 2 options. So we'll keep working it. We'll give it a couple more weeks. We'll see how it goes. Anyway.
Maybe we'll just change the song. To one that we actually know and can sing.
Well, we'll see. We're good. Like I said, I want to try this a couple more times. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, Like I said, next week's Charlie Bones. Maybe we'll read one book. Maybe we'll read two.
Maybe.
We'll see.
They're children's book.
We'll see. Anyway, I'm Alana.
And I'm Lauren.
And we're the little Croix boys.
Uh-huh.
And remember to rate
on iTunes, comment, subscribe, do all the things.
Feel free to email us at what is our email address?
The Croix Boys with a Z.
Oh yeah, Croix Boys with a Z.
gmail.com.
Yep. And that's everything. See you next week.
Thanks.
Okay.